It's your girl Shannon Marie, and I'm back with another hair video. Today I'm going to simply show you how to do a roller wrap on natural hair. Please subscribe to Fly Nubian Queens and also Fly Nubian Hair for more hair videos and just for more amazing queens. Let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the detangling process, which is all I'm going to do is I'm going to use a wrap brush to basically come through my hair, and then we're going to add the little foam, and then we're going to get started with the rolling process. See, I don't really like the old school rollers where you basically roll down the middle then down the side. I like to actually place my rollers whichever way. It's something like Bricklay, but usually with Bricklay you don't put another roller in the front of another roller. So let's go ahead and get this hair combed out, guys. And then I'll be using this light oil. It's the Wild Oil. It's the light one. It's the one with and that has the red label on it. And we're just going to use that brush to put that oil through, because you don't want to use too much oil because you don't want to weigh down your curls. And plus we're going to use a little bit of like shine, like gloss mist in the end right before you set on the dryer. Just make sure you got enough oil, then you're going to rub a little bit more for the back, and then you're going to rub it through their hair. This also helps your hair grow, guys. And then I'm going to, like I said, brush that oil on through my whole head. You can pretty much feel if your hair is oily. You can just take your hands and it feels oily. But this is the foam that I'm going to be using. It's by Cream of Nature. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the foam at the front of my head, and I'm going to push it back because you're going to see how I part it. Then we're going to just brush the hair back. And I like to use the jumbo rollers on the front part, and like, because it gives the more length, and I like my front to hang a little bit, but I like my back to be nice and tight, so I use the smaller rollers. I was going to use the clips, but I'm going to show you the beginner style, and then I'll show you another video on how to use the clips. So we're going to just use the clamps that come with the rollers. That way it's just going to be an easier way for the beginner rollers to learn how to roll. You never part your hair longer than the actual roller, but I always make mine not too thick but not too thin. And then you're going to simply just part of the section off just like I'm doing here. You see how it's thick, but it's not too much hair. You don't want to use too much hair for that roller, because you don't want the drying process to take a long time. Then you're going to use that Cream of Nature foam. You're going to put a little bit of that foam on the hair. Make sure you get the roots, because that's the most part that'll sweat first, and then it will curl up. And you got to make sure you stand the hair up tall, and then you make sure you keep it nice and tight when you're rolling it down, because that's very important, because that's the way that you make the rollers stay smooth. You see how it's smooth? You see how tight it was? Because I pull and roll down. And then I just take my hands and I just clip it on just like that. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect parts, but try to get it as close as you can. And I'm using that on the side because that's the part of my hair that dries the fastest for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that foam there and comb it on down, and then onto this side. You have to make sure the product is come through whenever you put product in your hair, no matter what type of product it is, because you want it to be able to touch all of the hair. You don't want to leave any strands of hair out, so you want to make sure you comb the product through. And you're gonna basically just comb it. You see how I'm combing that. Then I'm gonna use a smaller roller right here because it's a little. This hair is a little bit shorter on the sides. And I always use the 48-hour edge control just to put a little bit on the edge. That's why when it's drying, it doesn't completely look like kind of rough. It makes it smoother. You know, just put a little bit on there. Right before you put the roll on, you take the comb and you comb it down a little bit, brush it in. That way it just gives the front a little bit more smoother look because I am natural. It doesn't actually make it the smoothest, but you know, you can always apply the 48 edge control the next day, or once the hair is actually dry. Sorry about that. And I'm using the smaller roller because this part of my hair is a little bit small and I want my hair to be curled. And you do just like I'm doing here. And then you're going to take that clamp and you're going to put it on top of your roller. Just like that. And it's nice and tight. Then you're going to take the other piece. And like I said, when you pull the hair up, that helps you be able to keep it tight and for that smooth look and for it to be smooth. You see, pulling it and using it and pulling it tight and rolling it down at the same time matters because that's what's going to make the hair smooth and it's going to actually be a better roller set. And you want to make sure you put the roller all the way down to the end of your hair because you don't want any loops in your roller set. You don't want it to look like it has a line or anything. So you're going to pull it up and you're going to pull it back just like I'm doing here. And then you're going to just make sure you just roll it nice and tight. And use your hand to smooth it out. I might use put a little bit more foam because you don't want to use a lot. You don't want the drying process to take longer than it has to. And then you put the clip on and then you go on right to the next side. Put a little foam on those edges because they're a little beady, y'all, a little dry. But please subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen for more videos and for more amazing queens. And also subscribe to Fly Nubian Hair as well. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And we're basically going to do the same method that we did on the other side on this side. That's that 48-hour edge control. Just applying a little bit on the front of my hair so that it can be a little bit more smooth. And that comb out is also important in keeping it stretched because it also helps the hair become straight and smooth. And just make sure you pull up and then when you roll down, just keep it nice and tight. Just like that. And roll all the way to the end like I did there. And when it falls out, that just kind of lets you know that it's too much hair for that roller. So then that means that you can use another roller, like you'll just use a small one. You see how that hair is actually going to means that it's actually shorter and that it's too much hair for that other roller. So I'm going to take a small roller and put it here. And I roll all the first rows frontwards. The more curlier you want your hair to be, you will use smaller rollers, and the bigger the rollers you use, it will be like a body wave. And to part my hair, I usually just take a little piece and part it down the middle. Then I just work from side to side because it's easier for me because my hair is thick. Just like I'm doing here, you see how I'm using the end of that rat tail comb. And I'm going to just work from side to side and apply the rollers that way. He just keeps walking in my video. And you see how I'm doing that there. On the other side, the same way. And then I'll just push the other hair back. That way it'll just be easier for me to be able to see that part. And keeping that hair nice and tight. And then I'm going to take that Cream of Nature foam and I'm going to apply it to the roots of my hair. But like I said, that's the thickest part. And that's the part that you want to be the smoothest because it's the part that will sweat first. So it'll curl up first. So you want to make it as smooth as you can so when it does curl up, it doesn't look too puffy. And then you kind of measure it out like I'm doing here. And you see how I put that foam on those roots and kind of smooth it out. That way it's not real thick. And you're gonna take that roller, make sure you just keep your arms up high, and when you're rolling down, just keep it nice and tight. And use your hands to smooth it out while you roll it down, just like I'm doing here. And you're gonna just see how you can see how it's too much hair. You can just pull that part out just like I did there and then clamp it right on. And you're gonna do this method on both sides. Lift up, roll down, nice and tight, guys. Please keep it tight because you don't want your roller wrap to be puffy on the first day. You know, a few days in, yes, and it's actually kind of cute, but you just don't want it to look that on the first day. And subscribe to Fly Nubian Queens. And also subscribe to Fly Nubian Hair for more hair videos. And if you're about your money, subscribe to Fly Nubian Money. And if you want to learn more just simply on how to open up businesses and just more business tips, subscribe to Fly Nubian Business as well. And then you're going to keep it nice and tight. And also, if you want some Fly Nubian gear, go ahead and check us out on elfandq.com. We got all kind of things, guys. We got mugs. We got a couple cups there. We have wonderful shirts. So just go ahead and shop with us. And once again, their website is elfandq.com. And I know everybody likes money, yo. So subscribe to Fly Nubian Money for more money tips. And then I'm going to continue to go ahead and basically just put that foam on the the roots of the hair, lift it up, and then keep that nice and tight and roll it down. Clip it on. Just make sure you, like I said once again, that you make sure you make that root as smooth as you can. That way, if it does your root sweat, it won't be as puffy. And that's a smaller roller because my edges, my sides are a little bit smaller than my middle. Alright. And then I'm going to show you how to roll a few towards the back. You're going to raise it nice and tight, and you're going to basically do the same thing. Lift it up as high as you can, and then just go down nice and tight, and just pull the hair as you roll down, just like I showed you there. And then you put the clip on, or the clamp I should say, and you're going to basically do that to this side and the other side. And then in the back, I started to part my hair with my finger because I found it easier to point my hair with my fingers for a better part. But you can use the end of that rat tail comb. Put a little foam. That's the Pure Nature foam. Comb it out and make it as smooth as you can. And the tighter you pull, the smoother it is. Then I'm just going to take a smaller roller for that little piece of hair that's on the back of my neck. I do have one that's one size smaller than these two. So it's called Jumbo, Large, then Medium. And you're going to basically just do this method throughout the rest of the hair, guys. You're going to continue to go ahead and you're going to roll the hair throughout the rest of the method. You're going to lift out, pull, and break it down. But that's how the back looks, if you can see that. There we go. And then we're going to do the other side. And I'm using my finger to part the back. It's just easier for me. Pull out, roll down, keep it nice and tight. And you can never go wrong, ladies, no matter how thick the hair is. Please subscribe to FlyNubianQueens.com. Also subscribe to Fly Nubian Hair for more hair videos. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff, guys. You see how I'm just combing that foam through the hair so that the product can be all through the hair. You see that curl that foam does? It's like a foaming mousse. Cream of Nature, it just gives it a nice soft look, like, and it just feels so soft when you touch it. It doesn't weigh your hair down, but hey, what works for me works for me. So it might not work for you. You still have to find that product. But for thicker hair, this product works good. It makes it nice and smooth and soft. I just want to show you how I'm rolling it. Then you're gonna put a little oil on the scalp, just like I'm doing here. And then you're gonna send the dryer. My hair usually takes about 45 minutes to dry. Alright, so now it's time to take the hair down. You're gonna basically, if the hair doesn't slide out, that just basically means that it's not dry. But I'm just testing the first few, and I did test a few in the back. So my hair is dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the rollers out just like this. You see how it's not sticking to the hair? That just lets you know that the inside is dry as well. You see how the roller's just sliding right out. Like I said, once again, this just shows that the hair is dry. Subscribe to Fly Nubian Queens. Also subscribe to Fly Nubian Hair for more hair videos. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff, guys. Subscribe, like, share if you like, all that. Then we're gonna just put that light oil. I always use the light oil throughout the week. That way it doesn't hold down my hair, doesn't weigh it down. And you're gonna massage it onto that scalp. And that's the polisher that I use. It's about a lot of body. And I'm going to take the wrap brush and I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to wrap my hair because I am going to use plastic saran wrap. And I wrap my hair. Once I wrap my hair, that just keeps the frizz down a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it. And then you're going to take this around plastic wrap and wrap it just like I'm doing here. Kind of like a scarf. And you don't have to sit on the dryer that long. I mean, I used to set it under about 5 minutes. Subscribe to FlyNubianQueens.com and also Fly Nubian Hair for more amazing queens and for more hair videos. Alright, and then you're going to twist it the way that you wrapped it, and then you're going to just basically take it off like how I'm doing here. Twisted it and then it'll come off. See how it's a little smooth, and then you just go ahead and you comb it down, brush it down, and then I'll take my fingers and kind of pull the curls down. With roller wraps, you have to play with it. You have to make it the way that you want it. If you want it big, if you want it small. My hair is usually always big on the first day. I'm always actually kind of like my hair better the next day. I'll take a few pictures and just add it onto one of my other roller wrap pages just so you can see like kind of how once the roller wrap gets old, how a little bit flat it kind of looks and how big it won't be. But anywho, you go ahead and you play with that hair a little bit because the curls can always go back to place. Until I'm just taking my fingers. And that's basically the roller wrap for natural hair. You see that body. It's your girl Shannon Marie. Subscribe, like, all of that good stuff, guys. And I'm out.